Working hard or hardly working? Come and get some hot dogs. Come and work in an office. Or 20. Boy, oh boy, this place is dirty. Oh my god, it's disgusting. Jesus Christ, it's so gross. Oh god. Oh, it's depressing. Oh god, no. It's the hood. Oh my god. Hi everybody, welcome back to Sipscity. Welcome back to City Skylines, Green Cities, the new expansion for City Skylines that's just come out. We're doing like a sponsored thing with Paradox for some of these videos, not all of them. I think the first like handful of videos are definitely sponsored, but it'll lead into a bigger series of City Skylines because I've been playing it a lot again recently. Like I keep saying, I've got like hundreds of hours in this game. But it's a game that I really enjoy, and I'm glad to be back playing it, and I'm looking forward to making Sipscity even bigger. It's kind of nice to come back to a city that we did in a previous series and carry on building it. It's getting very big now. Look at Sipscity is getting big. The population is just over 50,000 people. It seems to be working fairly well. We've got our new areas here that we've created, the Epcot Globex zone, which is sort of like our guinea pig area, filled with these nice little like lodges that are like self-sustaining and stuff, but don't make a lot of tax money. We've expanded out Nerd Town and finished it off as well. Look, we've sort of like built it around like this hill here. The idea, I think, is to have like some sort of like, you know, bike paths and like walking paths and trees and stuff leading up into these hills, and then maybe some stuff at the top. I'm not sure. I don't know what we're going to do there yet. And then the Epcot Globex zone is expanding out as well into like this like maintenance sort of utility area that we've created with the water treatment and the sewage draining and stuff like that. And it's all like sort of fitting into what we've got. Some more news for you as well, actually. Take a look at the world view. I got to Colossal City, which was 48,000 people. We have 53,488 people now. So I unlocked this area here. Remember I was saying like in previous episodes that we wanted to unlock this area so that I could like make this river join up again. I've created another dam, which seems to be working sort of on and off. The water just sort of accumulates here and then it's let through. But because we don't have this square here, which is probably the next one that we're gonna get, it doesn't look like amazingly well right now because we have to sort of like terraform this river a bit more, put the sidings on it as well, and then hopefully the water will flow down here and just push out into this poop lake back here that I'm so very, very fond of. But, you know, the idea is to like sort of clean it up eventually. In terms of power, we're good. We have a lot of electricity, and we now have 2 hydro dams, which is pretty good. And then we've got these brand new solar updraft towers, which we built in the last episode. They've been pretty good. Water availability is becoming a bit of an issue. We might have to look at that pretty soon. Sewage treatment is incredible right now. Holy crap. And of course, we added this recycling center last time as well. All right, so to get started, we're gonna do a couple of little things, and then the big job for this episode is gonna be to clean up Smellsville, okay? I think what we're gonna do here is we're gonna rip out the industry out of Smellsville and make this more of like a commercial sort of like office building area. We're gonna put some leisure stuff in here, maybe even have like some canals and stuff. We're gonna just like terraform this whole like side here as well, make it look a little bit nicer, sort of like have it complement Bon Jovi Way over here. We've got this big Bon Jovi center here for all the Bon Jovi concerts, but we could probably do with having like some stadiums and stuff as well, because people, as much as they like going to see Bon Jovi all the time, maybe they want to get like their football on as well. We can build one of these cool stadiums. They're like quite big. It'd be nice if it was like on the waterfront with some good access, and again fitting into the whole like leisure sort of side of things. There's a couple of other things we can do, like the floating cafe and stuff, which we'll probably do as part of fixing all this out. So the big job is going to be to rip all this out, and then through the magic of time lapse, I'll remake it, and then we can spend some time tarting it up and stuff, and then that should be good. And then that leaves Stinkerland up here, which is going to be our industrial area. The planning of this is not great. We can look at that probably later, but we'll probably enact some policies to like filter some of the pollution and stuff. And let's just generally keep the pollution down, because this area of the city right now is the most polluted. Look, it is disgusting. There is just like brown stains everywhere. I'm surprised that it's not seeping into the water. Just in case it does though, we've got a nice garbage collector downstream here, collecting all the garbage so that all the kids at the university can look out there when they're meant to be studying and just admire the garbage collector, which is nice. I wish I had a garbage collector I could admire when I was at university, but there you go. I didn't have one, and probably that's why I failed so miserably at university. Maybe things would have been different had I had a garbage collector to look at out in the river. But there we go. Okay, cool. So one thing that we would like to do to get started is take a look at this bus depot, okay? This is just a normal bus depot. It's currently got 120 buses in use, okay? If you want to take a quick look at the bus system that we have in the city, it's a little bit of a mess. The coverage is not incredible either. There's barely any coverage at all in Willis. Which is something that we can maybe look at later. Some of these areas have better mass transit options, like this. Look at this bus system. Holy shit, what a route. We got a couple of nice routes going through Smellsville as well. Stinkerland has a couple of bus routes. Bon Jovi Way is pretty well connected. Willis, not so much. Epcot Globex Zone, a couple, but it needs some work, but that's fine. Anyway, we have a lot of buses and bus routes in the city, it turns out. But something that we can make instead of just the usual bus depot, keeping within the theme of green cities as well, is we can now build a biofuel bus depot, okay? It's gonna cause no pollution, a little bit of noise pollution. It's gonna cost us some money. It's gonna cost 40 grand a place. Doesn't matter, we got like 4 million in the bank. A biofuel bus depot works just like a regular bus depot, except that it sends out biofuel buses instead of regular ones. Biofuel buses are much more quiet than regular buses, but can carry just as many people. Place a depot before creating lines. Okay, so I don't know if that means that our existing lines are gonna get them or whatever, but I'm willing to take the risk, okay? So we're gonna retire our old bus depot, okay? We're gonna just delete it, and then we're gonna place the new one down here, and hopefully it's gonna work, but maybe it won't actually work. So the biofuel bus depot is of similar size, which is nice. We can place it right here. And straight away, look at this. Our brand new fleet of biofuel buses is ready to hit the streets. That's right. Currently, buses in use. We got 6 deployed across the city. But look, there's just a steady stream of biofuel buses now entering Sipscity, keeping things quiet and clean, and all of the residents all over this fair city are gonna be together holding hands, just like they did in Whoville for the Grinch Who Stole Christmas. But instead of celebrating Festivus for the rest of us, they will be celebrating the fact that now we have biofuel buses, which to me is just an incredible thing. Look at, they're all just like trudging over the bridge here. They're going to their destinations. They're going to the lines that they need to be on. Some of them are just getting jammed up in like some of these busier areas and stuff, but it's fine. Nice, right? Isn't that great? Holy shit. That's another thing that we've done to keep Sipscity green. Biofuel buses. There's many more things that we can do with mass transit, but we're probably going to look at those maybe later on, especially when the needs arise. For now, I think mass transit is something that is cool to have, but not completely necessary. I think we make quite a bit of money off of it, but we have a fairly decent metro system, which is pushing a lot of people in Sipscity, which is pretty good. And I think that's just another building that is available through Green Cities, which sort of keeps things clean and quiet. I think cars now individually pollute and create noise as well, depending on the type. So that's why I think they have all these policies for like electric cars, biofuel buses and stuff. It's to keep the noise pollution down and obviously keep down like the general pollution that is produced by like vehicles as well. So that's kind of cool, right? I think it's pretty good. It's probably going to take a little while for all the buses to get out, so we'll leave that just tick along and do its thing. And then, you know, of course, everybody, like I said, is just going to be pretty happy about the whole goddamn thing, and that's going to be great. Perfect. Man, look at this. This expansion actually worked out quite nice. It's nice filling out like the sort of corners of the squares and stuff as well, right? We're gonna have to expand Willis at some point across the river as well. I don't know, maybe it won't be Willis though. Maybe it'll just be like a new neighborhood over here. Probably have to get a dingle-donger here to like service this whole area. It'll probably be some sort of suburb or something. Then maybe along here, I'm not sure what we can make. Probably have like some leisure activities that involve like this river that's going to be sort of like helped out by the dam and so on and so forth. It's probably going to be pretty good. Oh yeah, also I placed a whole bunch of sewage treatment things, eco water treatment plants over here as well. That's why our sewage treatment is so top notch in this city. Fantastic. All right, so Smellsville. Before we get started in Smellsville, let's just take a look at the policies around some of like the polluting industry, okay? We're going to take a look at our policies currently in place for Stinkerland, which is this great big industrial area. City planning wise, we can have small business enthusiasts, industrial space planning. I don't allow industry to work even more effectively by overlooking a few works. Okay, no, we don't want to do that. We can ban a whole bunch of like high rises and stuff like that. We can get lightning rods in here as well if we want to. No rebuilding, combustion engine ban, electric cars. This is probably the one that we want, right? Industrial buildings need to filter their waste, making them pollute the ground a lot less. It's going to cost 2 per industrial building per week. So currently we're making like $7,420. This is just a district policy for Stinkerland that we're going to enact. So we're now going to filter our industrial waste. I don't know what that actually means, but apparently ground pollution is going to be a lot less so. Hopefully it'll just like help reduce the overall pollution, because there's going to be some pollution no matter what in Stinkerland, right? Like we can't really avoid it. Do we want to look at any taxation policies? Tax relief for low density, high density residential, for offices, let go of leisure. What's this? Leisure specialized areas stop generating tax incomes but get a hefty boost in their entertainment and attractiveness values. That's pretty good actually. Service wise, do we need to think about doing anything here? Free public transport, no. Extra insulation, harsh prison sentences. Fuck, we don't even have a prison. We should probably like think about doing one of those. Recycle plastic. This is our recycling centers will work with plus 20% efficiency. There's none in this area, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, we could just say like recreational use. We could say that recreational use is allowed in Stinkerland because these people have to have a little bit of fun, right? Okay, so let's put recreational use on in Stinkerland so that when these people are like having a break from their factory jobs or whatever, they can go out and they can just blaze up, right? And I think that that's perfectly acceptable. But nowhere else in the city are they allowed to do it. Only in Stinkerland, okay? We're going to reduce the ground pollution, but we're going to increase the air pollution with weed. Legalized weed usage inside of Stinkerland. So I think that's pretty good. All right, so another thing that we've enacted that will probably take a little while to take effect, but we can maybe take a look at it after. If we look at the pollution right now, it's pretty bad. Be interesting to see if later on the pollution sort of dissipates a little bit because these guys are now filtering their industrial waste. Perfect. All right, on to Smellsville now, shall we? We've got a lot of work to do here. We're probably going to head into a time lapse. We're going to demolish most of Smellsville, replan it, rebuild it, make it look better, and turn it into like a nice sort of glitzy waterfront office district with like some commercial premises, probably some residential as well. We've got demand in the city for all three, really, so that should be pretty good. We have a lot of educated people here who are looking for some cool office jobs. We're going to need some parks to tart it up a bit. Might make a canal or something, I'm not sure. We'll have to see, but let's jump into the time lapse. Let's do some building and stuff, and then I'll join you after and go over what I've done and stuff, and then and we can see where we're at with the biofuel buses and also with the policy that we've enabled in Stinkerland. Okay, see you in a sec. Sipscity! That's right! Jesus Christ! Oh, God. All right, well, pretty big job, actually, it turns out, changing Smellsville into the new and improved Bon Jovi Way. Man, this place has everything now. It's crazy. Bon Jovi Way used to be this sort of area here, which was kind of like sort of like a leisure center for the city, if you like. We had like the Bon Jovi concert hall here. We had a whole bunch of like businesses and stuff. A couple of residences dotted in and around and stuff, but we've expanded it out into what was formerly Smellsville. A couple of things of note here. We have this like gigantic multi-platform end station, which is servicing only 78 passengers per week. That'll get better soon though, trust me. Especially once people start to move into this area, which they already are. Look at this, I've got a lot of great big buildings popping up here. We made this into like a sort of like high-tech IT hub using the policies. We've also gone for the self-sustaining housing and stuff as well. So like some of these big residences have these nice gardens on the top and stuff as well, which is pretty good. There's a couple of little houses and stuff dotted around down here, which is pretty cool. The train station is not very far away from Parc des Princes, which is of course a gigantic French football stadium. All right, we have Paris Saint-Germain FC here. It looks like they're going to be facing off against Renville FC. It looks like tickets are making us a lot of money. We don't have any expenses. We have, to make it easier for fans to get to the stadium, public transport is free on match days. That's pretty cool. We can enable that. That's pretty nice. Let's get match security going as well, and subsidized youth as well. We want to make sure that people are able to enjoy all of the football games at this place. It's pretty nice. It looks pretty sweet. I don't know if like you can see the stands filling up or people like actually playing when it's on. That'd be pretty cool if you could. I haven't really stopped to notice it. But the whole area is looking a lot nicer, isn't it? We got this nice like botanical garden here as well, which is good. We also created our very first Institute of Creative Arts. Because this is sort of like the Epcot Globex zone in terms of policy, with like all of the green, self-sustaining, people were wanting to like buy hummus here and stuff like that. It just, it goes that they would probably want to go to an Institute of Creative Arts, which is of course like the sort of like green high school, which is something that Sipscity needs a lot of, actually. A lot more education. We're kind of lacking in elementary, high schools, and universities. Sipscity University is still doing it. Look, we've got like capacity for more people to come to Sipscity U, but there's always room for improvement and expansion, right? In any city. But I think this is like looking a lot better than Smellsville used to look like. If you take a look at like Smellsville, how it used to be, it's very polluted. It's kind of gross. It was threatening to pollute the river as well. We've like tarred up the front. It's looking a lot nicer now. We've got like a nice bike path. We still need some finishing. We probably need to put some trees. We've got some areas here that we could do with like filling with buildings and stuff like that. But maybe like to close out the episode, we can do another like little time lapse where we finish all this stuff up, tart it up a little bit, make it look all nice and everything. And then that'll be neighboring with, of course, Stinkerland, which has had its policies adjusted as well for the industrial waste. Let's just take a look and see if it's made a difference. I don't think it has. I mean, it's still very, very polluted, but to be fair, there's a gigantic concentration of industry here. It's unavoidable, really, isn't it? Oh my god. Our budget has taken a bit of a shit as well. Maybe that's because it's match day? No, it's not. Ici, c'est Paris. Of course, that means please go to Paris in French if you don't speak any French. So if you're ever thinking of going to Paris, now's the time. They're desperate. They really need some people to turn up there and just like have a good time and spend some money and stuff and just, you know, keep the whole machine trudging along in general. Man, I'm liking this. I think this is really nice. I think Bon Jovi Way expanding out into Smellsville is good. It complements the city. Like if we look at it from far away, you could tell that this is the place to be. You know, like it's got all like the big high rises, all the banks and stuff. You're gonna want to take like the metro or the train down there to the new train station to get to work and stuff. It's kind of like a Canary Wharf or something, right? It's pretty nice. I guess another thing that we can look at later on in Sipscity is maybe getting like some ferries and ferry stops along the river as well, so that people don't necessarily have to use buses and trains and stuff like that. There's of course monorails that we can look at doing, cable cars. There's all sorts of stuff. Man, this game has had so many expansions, and some of them I haven't even touched yet, so it'd be nice to actually implement some of this stuff, see if it works. Just get Sipscity ripping and roaring like there's no tomorrow. There you go. All right, well, I'll leave you on that note. It's been a productive day in Sipscity. We've got a lot of stuff done. Our population is increasing. We've lost a little bit of money, but I'm sure that we'll gain it back in no time once we've sort of added some more buildings and stuff to the new Jovi Way. We'll be back next time for some more hot Green Cities action where we clean up Sipscity, make it into a better city than it ever was, and a better city that it could ever be. And yeah, we'll just keep chopping, changing, improving, making it better. And of course, the signature tarting it up as well, which is a term that I truly love. And also, I do actually enjoy the action of tarting things up as well. And I think it pays off in the end. I think it looks all right, actually. Like, look at this. I love like how you can watch the trains alongside the highway and all the traffic moving and stuff. Man, there's so much I love about this game. It's unbelievable. It's very therapeutic. You know, you just sit here. There's no salt. There's no rage. You just get on with it and build a city and try to get towards that goal of getting an airport and stuff like that. I don't even know where we'd put an airport here, actually. We'd probably need like another tile, like maybe over here or something, possibly. I'm not sure. But this is looking nice. We fixed this all up. Once we can unlock this tile, we can fix it up even further, expand Willis a little bit. Stinkerland maybe could do with some expansion and stuff as well. And then Jovi Way will continue to like build up and stuff, and it'll be great. Excellent. Well, as usual, thanks for watching. Enjoy the time lapse of tarting up Jovi Way if you do stick around for it. Otherwise, I will see you next time. And thank you, and I love you, and goodbye.